Carla from
Burnt Korn, Alabama.
We got Carla from Burnt Korn, Alabama, where she is the accountant for the local Dairy Queen.
No, I'm the manager. And
Oh.
you keep forgetting that I'm the editor.
Oh, that's right. She's the editor
of the
in
Burnt
chief.
Korn Register and Tribune.
I want to let you know the Hate Napkin is brought to you by Regal Prints. That's www.regalprints.com. That's www.regalprints.com for all your sign and advertising needs in the Midlands of South Carolina. And if you're calling us from Amsterdam or Mali, Africa, they probably can't help you. But if you're in South Carolina, give them a call. I'm going to start today with a thing I really hate on the Hate Napkin. It's going right on there. I've already said it twice tonight. WWW. What the fuck is with the 3 W's? Have you ever noticed if you go to a Chrome or Firefox or God, does Microsoft even still have a?
Yes, it's called Edge.
Don't say it. Okay, but if you go to any of those, you don't have to use the wwws, folks. No W's. Get rid of the W's. W has 3 syllables. W. That's 9 syllables to say www. Never needed in the first place. You never needed the www. Get rid of the www. Just say the damn website. That's it. Get rid of the W's.
I hate people who keep saying it.
I don't like I like to say the whole thing. I like to say, "Oh, visit my website at the World Wide Web." Period.
Created by Al Gore.
Yes.
World Wide Web created by Al Gore. TheHateNapkin.com. Right? I think that's it. We don't need the W's, folks. Period. End of story.
Then stop saying it.
I'm trying. I was leading up to it today with all my wwws. We don't need them.
I have a side note.
Just go to regalprints.com. You don't need the W's.
Did you know that Al Gore never even said that he created the internet? A completely fabricated quote. Isn't that amazing?
I did know that.
Yeah, that sounds like politics to me.
And he happens to be.
You're very close to the penalty. You're very close to the penalty box. You're very close to the Hate Napkin penalty box.
Well, he also did create the board that created the internet. But I'm 2 things. A, never said it. B, was on the board that created the internet. Done. Not political. Just facts, people.
Is Al Gore still alive?
Yeah, he looks really bad in a documentary about the environment because he's kind of a green hippie. He's in the pockets of the big green hippies.
By the way, I just go ahead.
You can find out if he's still alive by going to www.algore.com.
I just did. I just went to www.algore.com and there's a big picture of the planet Earth and somebody misspelled discover. That's kind of pathetic. That's more like who was George W. Bush's Dan Quayle. That's more. It's like a Dan Quayle.
He's running the website. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dan Quayle is running Al Gore's website. I went to www.algore.com. Jesus Christ, everybody, stop using the W's. Just it's a
Planet of the Humans. Planet of the Humans. Did you see it?
No other letter in the Latin alphabet or the English alphabet uses that many syllables. It's just too many. W. It's too much. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, W. We're monosyllables till we get to W, and that's X, Y, Z. Why? What is with the W? It's not even a U. It's a double V. So let's get rid of the damn thing. All right, that's it. I'm the Hate Napkin. Carla, how are you tonight?
I'm fine. I'm just trying not to use any ords that use that letter.
All right, you got me. I like it.
Okay, here's what I hate. I hate people who put those big, stupid hair bows on their bald babies
Oh,
because aren't all babies supposed to be pretty bald? And why? Is it because you're afraid that people are going to mistake the gender of the child?
I always just think they have a cancer baby. Once I see that, I'm like, oh, sorry, your baby has cancer.
let's. Oh Christ! Let's face.
That one went right in the
End
crapper.
scene. Episode 7, folks, was brought to you by.
Good night, folks.
Let's face it. Every child that comes out of the vagina is an ugly bologna loaf. Every baby, every newborn baby is an ugly baby.
Yep.
They're all
They look-
ugly.
They look like old people.
They look like compressed Spam cans
Like I
with
said,
with eyeballs. Right. And so, okay, I get maybe, okay, the I don't know what the hell. You're right. Carla's always right. What the hell is with these bows on these bologna loaf babies? Get rid of them. And we don't want any more pictures of these bologna loaves. Until they start to look like human beings, I don't want to see them. Period. End of story. They look like lizards. Spam lizards. We don't want this anymore.
Yeah, and don't put makeup. Don't put makeup on your baby.
Oh.
Okay.
Jesus Christ! Who puts
Don't-
makeup on their baby?
Don't put
You be
earrings
God.
in a toddler.
Your baby just got squished through a vagina. Give it a break. It needs a good year just to decompress.
Oh.
Carla, this one, I mean, usually we need debate. There's no debate here.
No.
Hair bows and bologna love babies. Knock it off, people. On the hate napkin, instantaneously. All right. So I've got a person for the hate list. Here's the deal. On the hate napkin, you can hate a person, and it doesn't mean you actually hate the person. You don't know the person. They're a celebrity. Something about them rubs you the wrong way. That's okay. They're the one who stepped out onto the stage. Nobody forced them to become a celebrity. If you fucking hate them, it's okay. Allegedly, okay, here's my story. I allegedly will be telling a story about somebody I do hate because the person who told me this is probably the most honest person I've ever known. Art Garfunkel goes on the hate napkin. And has nothing to do with his hair. It has nothing to do with the fact that he was a 2-bit next to Paul Simon. Allegedly, when he was in Charlottesville, Virginia, once upon a time, he had to visit somebody in the UVA hospital system. And allegedly, when he pulled up to the parking lot station where you're supposed to pay for parking, he rolled down his window and allegedly said, "I'm fucking Art Garfunkel. Let me out." And the guy said, "Sir, it's $2.80, allegedly." And Art Garfunkel allegedly blew through the parking station, took out the barrier with his alleged Mercedes-Benz and just kept driving. And you know what? That happened allegedly. And you deserve to be on the hate napkin if you can't pay your $2.80 parking fee. Period. End of story. So Art Garfunkel of Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel fame, I'm putting on the hate napkin for his alleged horrific public human skills, no human skills, bad man, bad person, allegedly. There you go.
What was located at that building? What was he doing there?
It was a hospital. It was he was allegedly visiting somebody in the alleged hospital.
All right. Well, he was having a bad day, clearly.
Yeah, did you ever have a bad day and blow through the parking barrier?
No, I mean,
You might have.
and the contrast. No, but the contrast, like, did you see Larry David trying to pay for the part, like the line?
Yeah, I did.
the line,
Okay,
the cars rolling.
I saw
out.
that.
See, that's a contrast of how a human should behave.
Are you telling me that allegedly in 1995, Art Garfunkel didn't have $2.80 in his pocket or a credit card? Come on. Come on, man. Art, you allegedly did humanity wrong in that moment.
Maybe he
The
lost.
hospital.
Maybe the snack machine at the hospital took $3 from him and didn't give him his snack. So then he also had no money and had low blood sugar.
I was like, okay, are you going to pay your fare? All right, I've been sitting on that joke for
That
about
was
30
good.
years. Okay.
But
I'm putting Art. I'm putting Art Garfunkel. I really don't think many people are going to object to this because nobody likes Art Garfunkel anyway. Nobody ever really did. He looked like a light bulb. He looked like an amateur Bob Ross all the time. So he's on my list. You got one, Carla?
I do. I hate traffic circles.
Ooh, interesting.
I really hate traffic circles because, and I hate traffic circles when I have I am directionally challenged. I don't know north, south, east, and west. Unless I've been someplace several times before, I have my GPS on. And what are you doing? And
there was a toothpick down.
Okay. And when she tells me to take the 6th exit off of the traffic circle and there's only 4, does that mean I was supposed to take the second one the first time? Or, I mean, I'm confused. And it's not like Burnt Korn is so big that 400
Burnt Korn, Alabama
need to have a traffic circle in town. Okay. But inevitably, wherever I go now, there are traffic circles and they're nearly impossible to navigate.
Do you ever find yourself stuck on one? And just keep going around and around and around.
Yes.
It's usually the 3rd trip around when Mildred, which is what I've named the voice of my GPS, says, "Get off here, dumbass."
Okay, so here's the first traffic circle I ever encountered was on my honeymoon in Ireland. I don't know how I did it, but my first 30-some years of life, I'd never encountered a traffic circle. And I'm driving. Well, first off, we landed in Galway, and dumbass me rented a stick shift car, and I've never driven on the other side of the car, on the left side of the road in my entire fucking life.
Oh.
And I said, well, that's okay because you can navigate. And I hand my wife of 2 days the giant atlas of Ireland that I gave her. And she said, I can't read a map. And I was like, oh my God. So we're about to drive all over Ireland. And I'm driving on the left side of the road, sitting in the left side of the car with a stick shift for the first time ever, surrounded by sheep and all sorts of hoofed beasts all over the roads and traffic circles everywhere. And I don't know what they are. I've never seen one in my life. I don't know what you're supposed to do.
Get lost.
And then they have them on their interstates.
A traffic circle
So
on the interstate?
you're going 60 miles an hour and all of a sudden you hit a circle. What do you're like, slamming the brakes, go in the circle. And then I'm talking to my wife of 2 days, go, where do we go? Where do we go? She's like, I'm like, I just keep going around in a circle at 45 miles an hour for like 2.5 days. So you got no argument from me. Put the traffic circle in the fucking 8 napkin.
Thank you.
Is this a thing? Do they have rickshaw circles?
Yeah, well, the thing is, they're really good for the flow of traffic, but 50% of the people are now lost and don't know where they're going. But they do keep the flow going.
So okay,
and
this sounds a lot like the 1-ply toilet paper flow.
But there's also like I think a lack of sign. Like they're never there's never good identifiers. There's not good signage at traffic circles. I think that's the issue. Like
No,
you don't know
but I
what
think
street
that's
is what, and you don't. There's no
right. But I think don't you feel like they're doing this on purpose?
Maybe, yeah, maybe it's so.
I
you
think this is
discover
kind of like
another.
this is
street.
like an opus. This is like an opus dei. Like, thou shalt never put signage on a traffic circle, and see where humanity goes, and just see what happens. But you're right; it never tells you that. So on GPS, though, you see a circle, but you're not sure. You can't quite tell which one it's telling you to get off on.
They work.
She always
but
she
we
always
need
tells
signage.
you right after you pass it.
Right. Like, you should have turned 45 feet ago. Keep circling. What did you name your GPS?
Mildred.
Mildred. That's a good GPS name.
So traffic circles are like one-way streets. No one really likes them, but they are actually pretty functional. We just need to do them better.
They're not functional on the third day that you're in the same circle.
All right.
When you run out of gas in a traffic circle, there's a problem.
But eventually, everybody runs out of gas in the traffic circle. So you know what? It becomes a new city. I think traffic circles are how new cities are formed. You just put one there, and eventually a metropolis springs out of it. People are trapped. They run out of gas. They settle down right there and there. Yeah, this is how you start a new city in the new world. All right. Okay. Traffic. That was a damn good one. All right. I got two things here. I think this is going to be a controversial one. I was going to say I hate dogs, but then I realized we'd lose half of our followers, so I don't hate dogs. However,
I know Gus will stop listening.
However, I hate animals that eat themselves to death. Okay? And that includes goats and dogs. I think it's a short list. Goats and dogs are two animals that no matter what it is, if you put it in front of them, they'll put it in their body, they'll eat it, and then they'll fucking die. I got this. I remember the story of a kid I know goes to camp, and like a bunch of goats break into the camp house, and they eat all the Owens Corning insulation in the walls. They all die. But I mean, goats will eat anything. But it's like how did you get this far in evolution if you eat everything? You can't eat everything. Dogs are the same way. Oh, chocolate? That's terrible for me. Oh, listen, I just took a shit. I'm going to eat that. Dog, I mean, there are animals out there that will just put anything in their mouth and digest it. They don't. You look at a cat. A cat smells it and goes.
You're in a state where the people do exactly the same thing.
Oh no.
Thank you. I was going to say there are animals that will put anything in their mouth. They're called humans.
They're called smokers. Oh, look at that I got the middle finger.
It wasn't a roundabout.
You know what, Carla? I hope I never run out of gas with you in a traffic circle. But seriously, if a cat will come up to something and go, you know what? That smells like dog shit. I'm not going to eat that. But the dog will be like, hey, that just came out of me. I don't have any one-ply toilet paper. I'm going to eat it.
Okay, well, here's my objection with cats. Cats will, I spend good money on good cat food because I want them to be healthy and live long. And I'll put a can of cat food down for them. And inevitably, Cat Stevens will sniff it and then start trying to cover it up with the rug like it's poop.
Like it's litter.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, oh, you don't like that kind? Well, an hour ago, I saw you licking your butt. But this isn't okay. I'm sorry, they don't make butt-flavored cat food for you. So
I don't.
cats,
you know
cats
what?
aren't all that
I don't
picky.
care if we have any followers on this show. this is worth just talking about. I just if we've only got like one follower in like Anchorage, that's fine by me. This show is fun. What's even worse is when that little conical penis comes out of the cat. Because cats have the weirdest penises of all time. You're like, and they're just sitting there, leg up, and they're like licking that thing. You're like, no, you go, that's atrocious. That's not the way penises are supposed to look. Go somewhere else and do that shit. And then they like kick at the food. You're like, no, you didn't just lick your ass. You licked your wang, and then you rejected the food. Anyways.
I've clearly not been paying attention.
Like I said, I've been single 11 years.
I just can't understand that.
I know, we can. All right, traffic circles. Where are we? Okay, so but I really
for the first time in my life, I'm considering getting a cat. This is sounds like a good pet.
Just to see what I'm talking about. But I do think
oatmeal. I have a suggestion for pet owners. I find oatmeal is healthy and cheap, and a good supplement to your cat food or dog food, and you can just sprinkle their regular cat or dog food on top of some oatmeal. There you go.
Can you do that? Because cats are strict carnivores.
Oh, I don't
know. Have you ever met one of those?
It works.
Have you? Yeah, dogs can do that because they're omnivores. Have you ever met one of those vegans who's like, I'm gonna turn my cat into a vegetarian?
This might go on the hate list. Yeah.
This special hate napkin supplement. Fucking asshole vegans who try to turn their cats into vegetarians because cats will die if they don't eat meat. A long time ago, evolution said, this is a cat. It must eat meat. It can only eat meat. It can digest plants, but that's just to pass shit through the intestines. That's it. It has no nutritional function. If cats don't eat meat, they die. Oh, I'm a human vegetarian. I'm going to turn my cat into a vegetarian. You're only going to eat oatmeal from now on. You're fucking murdering the poor fucking thing. It can only eat meat. You might not like this. As a human being, you might go, I don't like watching things die and then eating their flesh. But cats can't help it. That's the only thing they can eat is meat. That's it. They have to have meat.
I just hate it when they try to turn me into a vegetarian.
Can we just... I have a feeling we're very close to putting vegans on the hate napkin.
Look, I don't care.
Oh, guess what? Let's be honest. How many vegans would ever listen to this show anyway?
I'm okay with putting vegans on the hate napkin because eggs and cheese are both two wonderful things. So I've been vegetarian the past 4 months, but there's no reason to not eat eggs and cheese.
Right.
An egg is not harming the chicken. Just eat a fucking egg. They're tasty. It's protein. It's one of the best foods out there.
You know how like PETA would used to throw paint on people that had furs? I feel like we should run up to vegans with hard-boiled eggs. No.
Don't eat
shove them in their mouths.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's good.
just put them in their mouths. Eat the egg. Eat the egg. Here's some cheese. Just cream them in con queso. And there we go. So we finally got to the enemy of the universe, and it's vegans. Pauly is drinking his coffee with
I never thought I would be vegetarian. This just kind of happened in lockdown, just because there's no meat to buy, and I kind of feel good. I like it now. So never say.
By the way, just don't walk the dog. Okay, promise me you won't walk the dog. All right, everybody. This has been episode, or was it 7? This is episode 7, season 1 of the Hate Napkin. We're wrapping up here. Today, things that we hated WWW, we hated hair bows and bald babies. We didn't like Art Garfunkel for his alleged crimes against humanity. We don't like traffic circles. We don't like animals that eat themselves to death, and we definitely don't like vegans. But we want to know what you hate. So send us an email to info@thehatenapkin.com. That's info@thehatenapkin.com. You can visit us at our website, thehatenapkin.com. You'll notice I didn't use those three letters. Okay. And we are sponsored by Regal Prints. That's regalprints.com. Regalprints.com minus the
And eggs and cheese. Eggs and cheese. It's a wonderful food.
Oh yes. Okay. Well,
Have some
we're
eggs and
sponsored
cheese.
by. I like that. Regalprints.com is our sponsor. So our eggs and cheese, Oxycodone, Camel Lights. What? Can you get kicked off the air? No, there's no FCC here. We can say anybody's our sponsor. We're also sponsored by Ryan Reynolds. We're sponsored by BMW. We're sponsored by what else?
Oysters
Okay.
and shrimp. Oysters and shrimp. That's
Oysters
what I'm
and
gonna
shrimp.
have.
Charmin
That's the
toilet
first
paper.
meat. I'm gonna have oysters and shrimp as soon as a restaurant's open.
Oh, and we have a Gus appearance at the end of the night.
We do.
At the end of the night, ladies and gentlemen, as we're closing out episode 7 of season 1, we have Gus in the background visiting Carla. She slowly exterminates him with her cigarette, and he's licking his crotch.
He is not. Oh, well, he is.
Yeah, he
Sort
is. Join us next week for another adventure with the intrepid Gus, the crotch licker.
No, he's not.
And Pauly from Bali, your co-host Arik Bjorn, and your other co-host Carla from Burnt Korn, Burnt Korn, Alabama, and hope to God eventually we'll get Garrett from Columbia in here. And I got nothing else to say. I'm drained. I'm totally drained. And we got Wilson in the background. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Audi the fuckos.
On the hate napkin, maybe it's diet soda, maybe it's the taste of saccharin. If you don't like Anchor FM or this terrible eating, hate Satan, virgins, pumpkin, or blueberry muffins. Do what I do and drown your hating pathogen.